go, here we 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 go. What's going on, everybody? It's the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And what do you know? We've got a green day, and I think we'll all take it. So I hope you guys are surviving this week. I know it has been a rough one, and I don't just need the price to tell me that it's been a rough week. I do see the comments, and we have very similar comments to what we had back when we were at the bottom of the market. But I know that things are going to turn up, so you just hold tight, and you'll be okay. So hey, I see you guys in there going. I see my mods in there. Thank you guys so much, and I see members in there, and I'm gonna address all of you guys here in just a second. Thank you so much. So, all right, it's Friday. It's time to wrap up the week, and this has been the one of the roughest weeks that the cryptocurrency market has had in, oh geez, I guess since 2019, right? When we look at all these pullbacks that we've had, they haven't been as steep as this one, and there was a tremendous amount of optimism that we had up here, and so the pessimism comes flying in once we get any type of red. But remember, guys, pullbacks are normal in markets, and this is just something that we deal with in this kind of stuff. So no worries, man. And gosh, man, if you had been here in 2017, and I wish I had a statistic to know like what percentage of the audience was actually here during 2017 or who came in like, once the media hype really started going, because in 2017, this is just how it is. You look at that big bull run where Bitcoin went to 20,000, and it was really like it was like this all the time. It was more scary the whole way up than it was exciting the whole way up, I think. So, hey, let me throw in some moving averages just to remind everybody we're looking good. We're looking good. So I haven't come in here with any like real content in regards to, whoa boy, $3 is, oh, thank you so much. One rough freaking thank you, thank you, thank you. Just kind of reviewing it for you guys, man, because it's just gosh, it's not a big deal, but I feel bad, kind of feel bad, just because I see how bad the sentiment is, and when you have to kind of just like keep your faith in there, man. It perplexes me how much it switches, but guys, it's okay. It's okay. So, hey, thank you to all my mods who are in here, and thank you to my members. And I'm gonna go ahead and address you guys because it's been a week since I've addressed you guys, and I'm really grateful for all the support that you do give me. So I'm gonna run through here and kind of name off all the guys who've well, and all the people, not just guys, who have supported this channel. And I've got Mr. K, Shane Wilson, XRP Phoenix, Wigmapool, 182, Susie Casilla, Joseph Emmons, Dual Citizen, David Debeen, Mr. VH, Isaac Marius Dumitru, Linda Lappinen, Christopher Go, Dustin Deo, David R., Paul Zaras, Stuart Given, Chris Long, Doc Gold, B. Snowden, Bobby D, Keep Food Fresher Longer, Mark Flynn, Peter Fangle, Bill Cronley, John Bushland, Corey SPR89, Forrest Rawl, Brian White, No, Eric Terwin, Vlad Ponzar. That's a whale right there. Mike Palumbo, thank you guys so much. Mike, you're so active. Thank you so much. Drew DeRocco, my man. Uh, Nelson Diaz, JCR Central, OD&B, Sean Bizzle, Stuart McClusty, Mo Joe, Inspector Group, the Ruticles, Todd Gold, Cinetic, Damian, Peter B, Kyle Taylor, Chris Rummage, Crypto Dracula, Megula Markler, Freaky Biggles, XRP Aussie, Steve. I can't say that on the stream, but Steve, you know who you are. Stuff and Things 99, Ocas JL, XRP Tony Stark, and Jason Nance and Tony Stark coming in with a whale. And if you guys were here for the live stream last week, XRP Tony Stark just kind of threw the whole stream for a loop because I didn't know what to do. He was donating like crazy. But man, and just so you guys know, none of that is necessary. Just hanging out and being positive, right? I mean, that's what we're all doing, right? We're all just kind of getting through the bear market together, getting through the start of the bull market, and trying to just be there for each other, man. So it's don't think of any of that financial stuff as necessary. Just hanging out, thumbs up, positive comments. That's all we're trying to do. So see, let's I guess let's just review the week real fast, right? Let's go through and see what happened this week. Obviously, no kidding, right? We had a pullback, so it's not really me bringing any new news that we had a pullback. We did have a 24% pullback after having. Oh, author Dave Room has become a member. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. We had a 98% increase in 2020. Well, let's just put it right at 2020, right? So we've had an 83% increase. We've had a pullback of 24%, and we are still above all of the moving averages. So we haven't had any type of decrease in price in 2020. So this has been, just something that people aren't used to, right? You've been used to up, up, and only up, but markets behave in waves, and it's very typical that you do have some kind of a pullback. And I was looking over here at the EOS chart, and I'm not some big support. I think I own like $25 worth of EOS. Maybe I own like 20 or 30 EOS. I don't know. It's like it's so small that when I on my Excel sheets and stuff where I track everything, I don't even. Oh, hey Peter. Oh, Patrick Harper, you donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Could you explain the golden cross and the red, green, and yellow candles? Sure, yeah, absolutely, you got it. Um, so I don't own very much EOS. I don't even put it on my Excel sheet to like monitor it in regards to like my portfolio. It's so small, but I was taking a look at this chart right here, and I was like, okay, like this really kind of puts things into perspective for you. So kind of Oh, geez. Dustin Deo donated 9.99. Thank you so much. You guys are very kind. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. But look at this. So let's go back and look at this bull run right here, right? And something about this, like I've just kind of like been thinking, okay, something like this could come at some point, but you can't really predict the volatility of where that will actually happen. But like if you just copy that bull run, right, and you set it right there, and you look back. Oh my gosh. The super chat from Mark Flynn. Thank you so much. It's very kind. Thank you very much. But look at this, right? So take a look at this thing on EOS right before it went on its bullish flying off the charts, rise. You know, is that really any crazier than what's going on right here? Right? And look at the amount of time it spent to do that, spent about a week and a half to fall even further than it's fallen now. So, and that was still in the bullish blast off. So is this just one of these moments linked in here? When we were looking at the XRP chart in here, it still lines up that it's that exact same thing over here in this fractal. So I know it's wild, but the only thing we can do is hold out and for me, I have accumulated. I have not been buying in this uptrend at all. I think the last time I bought, I posted on Twitter usually when I do, and I had bought at 18.5 cents last time to put the final topping on my bag. And now here I have been purchasing again at 27 cents, which I'm kind of like, wow, I can't believe like I wasn't buying at 21, 22, 23, but here I am buying at 27. And it's because of what I say. Like I like to buy it when the whole market's fearful. When I'm seeing so much negativity and so much, just there. I have people messaging me, and I don't really usually respond to these messages because they're asking for trading advice, and they ask me, "Hey, I'm thinking about selling right here at 26, 27 cents, and I was gonna buy it back at 20 cents because I can increase my stack. What do you think?" And I'm kind of just thinking to myself, man, You got all this pessimism. You got these people thinking that they're going to sell after it's already fallen from 34 cents down to 27 cents, right? The price has already declined by 25%, and we're considering selling now to do it to get more at an even lower price. And just all those those trains of thoughts, they make me say, okay, this is where I need to be buying. We got the fear and greed index and fear. We've got the comments on my videos just in the absolute gutter. And everybody thinking, not everybody, right? Just some people thinking, hey, if I sell right now, I can buy back even lower, right? The optimism, there becomes that fear of missing out, right? So you have that fear of the price when it's going down, then you have the fear of the price when it's going up, that you don't want to sell because the price is going up too fast. So do we have the fear of people being greedy, or are they wanting to hold on to the price because they think it's going to keep going up? No, right now I think there's very little optimism right now. We're having to kind of fight to get the optimism, right? And that's when I like to be a buyer. I like to be a buyer when it's just wrecked. Oh, geez, here we go. RB with the super chat. In the last bull run, we had 10,000 plus new XRP wallets per day. How does this reflect in technical analysis? Can you give a short explanation? Because at the moment, we only have 1,000 new accounts per day. Thanks from the, yeah, I'm gonna say it, the old gangsta. um, it doesn't really reflect in technical analysis. And to be honest with you, I don't know how anybody could really ever, or maybe I'm just, too naive, right? I don't have the ability to figure that out, that how that would ever actually be reflective in current pricing, right? I don't know how you could ever put that into technical analysis. There's a lot of stuff, right? I mean, people ask me questions all the time. They say, hey, your technical analysis is silly. You don't know what you're doing because utility is going to certainly drive this up into the 4 digits. There's no question. You're not taking into account the fact that all that data says that it's going to go into the thousands, based on utility. And I'm like, okay, great, give me the data. What's the data? Well, I don't have any data. I'm like, well, okay, but that then the only thing we have to make any decisions is these charts. It's the only thing we can do because we have seen that the price has reacted to Fibonacci levels on these charts. So the only thing we have to make any type of forecast is technical analysis on these charts. So you pick your prices, you pick your targets, and mentally prepare for it. And then when the time comes, you sell off some. Not financial advice. But right, that's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to sell off at some targets, but I'm always going to keep some in there. I mean, what's the term from, you guys ever seen that movie? What was it? It's not Super Troopers. It's the one where they go to, they're filming a movie on an island and they're like, you don't ever go full, yeah, but just, you never, I would never go fully out because, right, what if I'm wrong, right? What if the price does go significantly higher? It's just about having the expectations of what I want to achieve in my life and getting out to achieve those. Another super chat from Anthony. Keep it up, fella. Oh, thank you. Man, okay, so we've got a lot of people in here now. Now we're up to 637. Man, you guys holding all right? You guys making it through this, man, this week? This is the first red week in a while. All right, so here we go. I think it's time to take a peek. Let me think, is there anything else I want to cover right in here before we do anything? Before I really start getting into the chat? Because once I get into the chat, man, we go all over the place. Uh, but yeah, back to that, right? This right here was more dramatic than that right there. And that was in the middle of the bull run. The things that we obviously talk about all the time, and that awesome intro. We need to talk about that intro that we've got too. But that 0.702 level, I mean, Ethereum came in and whacked right against it. So is it really that crazy that we are having some type of, pushback? And you can't write the script any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't write the script any better than that. I mean, how does that how does it happen, right? How does that happen? Same with total too. Same with the entire altcoin market cap. Oh, come on. Okay, let me go back to that question. I think there was a question I ignored. Okay, here we go. Let me go back to Patrick Arpeya. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. Could you explain the golden cross and the red, green, and yellow lines? Sure, you got it. So a golden cross is when the 50-day moving average, or sometimes the 50-week moving average, crosses over the 200-day or the 200-week. So let's throw these moving averages on real fast. Boy, TradingView is really struggling. There must be a lot of people on here today. So what this thing does is think of it like an Excel sheet or a data plotter. And every time, so what this does is every time we move forward one candle, it takes the closing price of what that candle was every single day. And it takes it all right here, and it'll say, well, the average for the last 50 days, the last 50 closing prices is $9,037. So it'll plot the dot there and continue the line. Then we go to the next day, and it'll calculate this day, and it'll move forward here by one. Then it'll calculate the averages of those, and then plot a new one. And then we get the new line, and so it just calculates what the last 50 days are and what the average price was for those last 50 days. And then we have the 200 day, so this red one. So this red one is going back and calculating the last 200 days of prices and giving us a plot. And this one is calculating the last 100 days of what the closing price was, and it calculates it, plots it, continues the line. Whenever the 50-day or the 50-week crosses over the 200-week, this is called the golden cross, and it's indicative. Gosh, I can never get that word right. Indicative, whatever. It's usually indicative. It indicates that there has been a trend reversal and we are in a bullish trend. So what traders will do is once this has happened, this gives signals to bots, it gives signals to day traders that buying on these moving averages has the best shot for going long. So going long means you're betting that the price will go higher. So if the price comes down here, this is usually a place where they will buy, and then they'll set a stop loss underneath there. So if it breaks it, it usually breaks it pretty quick and goes to the next one. Then they'll buy, stop. If it breaks it, goes to the next one, buy, stop. But so once these moving averages cross, it tells the market, okay, it's time to start preparing to buy. Now you can see, let's go back in history for Bitcoin, and you can see that it has happened right there. And right there, and right there. So let me just put arrows on it for those who could see it. There you go. We have it happening just a couple of times throughout the Bitcoin price charts. And those are the only times that it has happened. And you could see what happened afterwards. So in this one, it happened twice, just like we have here. It's also what we see over on Total 2, which is the altcoin market cap. Sorry, this thing is loading slow. Remember, so it did it twice, right? So we're going to be looking for it somewhere around right there. We're going to be looking for it somewhere around right there. There it is. There's the first time we have the golden cross, and there's the second time we have the golden cross after a very long, prolonged bear market. So we have the golden cross once, break up above it, come back below, golden cross a second time. Go back on over to Bitcoin. And that's what we have right here. Golden cross once, come back below, golden cross a second time. Then the moving averages never dip back below the 200-day moving averages again. And we continue on a bullish trend all the way up. So obviously this structure is different than what we have down here, right? But if we do take that previous fractal of this breakdown and overlay it on top of the current price action, there we go. Make sure we've got it right. There's the breakdown. You could see that when we zoom out a little bit, you could see it a little bit better. These 2 points right here went in the opposite direction. This is called a Wyckoff accumulation. This one right here. And then we broke out, back tested it, and then started going. So we have something slightly different, not slightly, but quite different, in that we came all the way up first. But look at where we've come back to meet pricing. Pricing has come back to meet right where it should be based on time. So I don't see anything to really panic about. I think the thing that people are panicked about is we haven't seen any type of pullbacks in nearly 2 months. It has been just green, 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 green. And eventually you're going to get pullbacks. You do in everything, including the Bitcoin dominance and just all the altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever. Pullbacks are normal, and that's why they're called shakeouts. That's why it's called buy the dip or BTFD. So a lot of people get shaken out and get scared and get thinking that they can buy at much lower prices, but a lot of times that doesn't happen. So I hope, Patrick, I hope that answered your question for the moving averages. And wow, we have 779 people in here. That is unbelievable. All right, guys, let me go ahead and get into the chat. Let's see if there's anything else we could talk about. It's really just a weekly recap, right? I think, in regards to content for the week, I tried to, get out what I could say. They're really the only things that we have to wait on are that. You could see the fractals. You could see how the price is being held right where it should be. So, hey, oh, wait, the market's open. US market open. Did we get anything from that? No. Okay. So what I was getting at is, right, I haven't been buying since back here since 18.5 cents. That's the last buy that I had made. And then here I am buying again at 27 cents. I've made 2 different buys down here. So I made one buy right there, right after I made that not that live stream. I made a video on maybe it was Monday or Tuesday, maybe it was Wednesday. I have no idea at this point. Right when I closed that out, I went out and when I finished that and uploaded that video, I went out and bought right there. And then I did buy again right there. So this, it looks like the best opportunity for me. Not saying for you, but for me. All right, let's go through this chat. So I don't think it's so much. I can't get so far back. I appreciate all you guys. I can cruise through it really fast and see all the nice things that you were saying. And that means a lot, guys. You don't know. Like you do. You come on here, you try to make this positive content. You try to, get people, feeling good because I know how rough it is right now. And then not saying it's you guys, but there are people who just try to slaughter you in the comments. And you're like, dude, come on, man. All right. So let's go. I'm gonna go back to the last 5 minutes. Oh man, David, nice. Let's see. Look at all those emojis, right? Yeah, I got all those emojis, made the rocket ships and the boohoos and the arrows. I couldn't make those myself. I had somebody help me with that. All right. So look like D Daniels. I'm gonna read this real quick. Mike, just getting so frustrating. Everybody is making all these predictions. I don't know what is going on. When are we going to see some type of action from D Daniels? Mike M donated 19.99 through Super Chat. Ching-a-ling, man. Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you so much. Okay. So D Daniels, Mike, it's just getting so frustrating. Everybody's making all these predictions. I don't know what is going on. What are we going to see some type of action? Yeah, I mean, I see lots of predictions all over the place, saying, hey, by anybody telling you that something's going to happen by a specific date, right? Or they're saying within the next 24 hours, or it's going to happen, with a date and a timestamp. Man, that gets lots of clicks when you do that, okay? Because the big question everybody has is when, right? We all know it's going to go up. It's this huge thing, right? We know it is. But the big question that everybody wants answered is when. And so, it gets lots of clicks, it gets lots of hopes up when people start saying, when? I'm answering the question for you, when? But 99.99.99999 times a million percent, it's wrong. And it's wrong every time, every single time. The only way you can try to predict timing is just by overlaying these past fractals. That's it. And then you say, hey, it's going to follow this fractal perfectly. And so that means that it's going to happen in 2 days. And that's just a guess that it's going to mirror the past perfectly, right? You have no clue if it really is going to, but you're just saying, well, if it mirrors this fractal perfectly for time, then it's going to go up soon. So people get their hopes up, the clicks come in, and you can just, I never give you a time ever, right? And I know people want the time more than anything. I think people care about getting a time prediction more than they do about a price prediction, because in their mind they want to have something to look forward to, they want to have something to grab onto, so people grab onto these time predictions that they get, and then the time comes and then the time passes. So once the time passes, they get scared. Holy moly, we got, okay, Parina Pojat, thank you. You give me 2 super chats. I don't know if that was on purpose, but if it was, thank you. And if it wasn't, thank you too. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, I think that's a lot of why people get so frustrated, is that they've built this expectation on this time prediction that has been given to them. So I never ever do time predictions in here ever. We've got targets, we're waiting on them, we don't know time. I'm sorry, nobody knows time. And trust me, I mean, I peek around to look at what other people are saying in regards to TA. I'm just kind of like, my gosh, really? Don't ever fall for a time prediction, ever. The only way anybody is ever predicting time is with what I'm showing you right here. They're looking at previous fractals, overlaying them on top and giving you a time prediction based on that. Don't ever listen to a time prediction. All right, let's see here. Okay, so here, like right here, Peltzy just asked me, DCB Network Killer content donated through the super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Peltzy, hey, at Blockchain Backer, will you be stretching the fractal as it looks like it's extending out? So here you go. So let's explain that again. So sometimes I want to, just for everybody who watches my channel frequently, I've never made a time prediction ever, and I won't make a time prediction. But so when I overlay these fractals, people say, hey, why is it you have your fractal predicting that it's going to go out to 2 years from now, or you have it predicting that it's going to happen now? Don't look at fractals. This is just a tip, okay? Don't look at fractals as being time predictions. Look at fractals as being price levels. Look at them for where are you seeing price reactions at, not time, right? Because I mean, you can go back and look at it like this. Oh, I've got a Chris Long. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, and then Lucas, super chat. Thank you, Lucas. So like, look at this, right? So I I was fortunate, okay? Like, one thing that had me going for a while back in November and December is I was looking at this fractal, and I was looking at this price structure, and we had it set up like this. It was like, okay, you got to remember we couldn't see this at this point, right? So we're looking at this and we're saying, oh man, look at these reactions to these price levels, especially look at this right here. It probably looks like it's probably, so here we go. And then we saw this right here, and we saw this, and we said, oh yeah, it's going down here. It's going down to 15.3 cents. I mean, look at this. We've got the perfect Fibonacci layover. We're like, okay, yeah, this is great. And then as the price is in here, I'm noticing something odd right here when we're at like 19.2 cents. I'm noticing something odd, and I see that this market back in 2014 did a 95% pull down. And then I noticed over here, we had done a 95% pull down. And it was like, wait a minute. Those are identical. We take this, and we go like that, and we overlay it up here. And you could see that once we had hit right here, we had already hit the same level we had hit in the past. And here, let me line it up perfect. Now, here we are with a price level that matched perfectly. You can go check my Twitter. I had even written on there when on somewhere around anywhere between December 17th and December 20th, I'd written I just FOMO bought into more XRP. It was at like 19 cents, and I had posted this picture. Now, did timing matter in this? No, not at all. Timing didn't matter in the least bit, because we could see that in the previous fractal, it only took, how long was that? Was that like 7 months, I think? It took 7 months in order to reach the bottom, 209 days. Math is all whack right now. I think that's about, what, 7 months sounds about right. It took 7 months to get down and hit that price level. But over here, it took nearly 2 whole years, right? Took 23 months to get down and hit that price level. So anytime that fractals are being shown on my channel, do not take them as being time predictions. Take them as being price level. I'm just showing you price levels. So am I saying that this is going to take all the way until April of 2021 to get out of here? No, not at all. Because we could take this right here, this ending fractal right here, and you could apply it to right now. And like I'm not really showing anything anybody new here. Most of you have seen that. All right, you just get it lined up, and there you have it. Same price levels. Everything lines up from a fractal standpoint. Oh, geez, wait. Sorry, the chat. Did I get everybody? Okay, I did. So I hope you guys kind of get a better understanding, or at least when I'm putting down these fractals, that they are not time predictions in regards to, you know, stretching thing out. Because that last question was like, hey, is it stretching out longer than the fractal? Yoss Fish, $4.99 through Super Chat. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. So let's say, you know what? You know what I'm sitting here waiting for? I've talked about it, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm really surprised it didn't happen this week, because I know it's coming. I know it's coming, right? Case dismissed, not a security. Why hasn't it happened? It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen right in here. I know it. I know it. And then when the thing breaks out, we will have unlimited news articles for us to read about price breaks out due to case dismissed and XRP is not a security. Investors go wild. But no. The technical analysis told us a long time ago. And man, I was just a baby YouTuber back here, and I wasn't really that much of a baby YouTuber. I think I had like maybe 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers back here. So there was quite a few people here by then. But we were going wild down there. The market just showed it to us. Oh, I didn't read your comment. Hi, backer. SD Hodl. Oh man, bro, I've been watching your videos forever. Thank you for all you do. Oh, thank you so much. Let me go back to Yas Fish, but thank you so much for that super chat. Yas Fish with the super chat. He says, "Hi, backer. Do you think we are forming a head and shoulders on the daily? Thanks." Man, I've made a video really kind of talking about this when a very first time technical analysts, right, or people who are just learning how to do technical analysts, the first and really only pattern that I'm talking somebody who's like brand new, and I'm not saying this about you, and I apologize if you take it the wrong way. Don't take it the wrong way. The first thing you ever learn is the head and shoulders. It's if you know nothing about technical analysis, you can visually in your mind see that, hey, this is a head and shoulders. That's the neckline, breaks out and goes, right? So you could see that there's a shoulder here. You could see that there's a head here, and you could see that there's going to be a shoulder here. But like 9 out of 10 times, that's just not what ends up happening. More times than not, because especially once more people start talking about it, more people start seeing it, and everybody sees this head and shoulders, it just doesn't end up playing out like that. And I remember when I first started too, and and the reason I know this is because this is how I started, right? I started by learning head and shoulders. I think I got lucky on my first head and shoulders, and it ended up actually being a head and shoulders, and I got to ride that. But then, I was like, oh my gosh, this worked so great. I'm going to do it again. And then I got wrecked 9 times, 9 times in a row after that. And it's like, what is going on? And then you start seeing, you start cruising around online looking at other analysts, and you're seeing that all these people who are brand new are posting the same thing about head and shoulders. And you just watch how way more times than not, what you're looking at is not a head and shoulders, and it ends up breaking down, or it ends up doing something completely different, and it's just not even a head and shoulders in the first place. So what do I think about your question was, hey, do you think we are forming a head and shoulders on the daily? Thanks. And the answer is, I don't know. Um, Patterns like this, they just, when you've seen this so many times, you realize that it's not worth putting your eggs into the basket of hoping that it is, because even if it was, like, how long it would take to play out, it would take what? The way you measure a head and shoulders is you measure it by each shoulder length. So if this shoulder length is about this long, 90 days, then you've got to measure this shoulder out 90 more days. So till May. So May 15th, if you want that to be a head and shoulders. And then what happens if something like this occurs? Then suddenly it's like, okay, wait, I invested so much into this idea and it's just not doing it. And no, I don't actually think it is a head and shoulders. I think it's, I really think there's going to be something more like that going on. Okay, I've missed some super chats. Thank you guys. Scott dealing with $5 for a super chat. Thank you so much for your support. DBXRP super chatted $10. Thank you so much. Love the channel, bro. Learned a ton from watching your videos. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. That's great. I try to show everything. I've had people ask me, hey, you have any type of teaching course or anything like that? No, I don't. And I don't have anything in process. So there's no, like, course coming or anything like that. But people ask me that, and I don't know. Maybe one day, who knows? But I try to show you everything that I do on my channel, so that if you, and it's kind of annoying because you have to go back and watch everything, but everything that I use and do, and I show you how I get to that tool, right? So I try to, like, just show you, how do I get to my tools, how do I use them, and that way you guys can do it too. Because, hey, maybe one of you guys, maybe you'll show me something that I didn't see, right? So, okay. Yeah, back on that. Okay, I hope it wasn't in a train of thought that I lost. I hope not. It's always so weird. I'm just not an experienced live streamer, right? I haven't been doing this for very long, and 810 people. Man, I remember I used to watch Twitch quite a bit years ago, and I remember when my wife was streaming, and she'd have like 60 people in there, and it was this huge deal, and it was so exciting. And then like watching this big super streamers, and they've got 500 people, these big super streamers, and it boggles my mind, and it's really weird that there's 800 people in here. It is weird, and I'm thankful for that. Thank you guys. I'm glad you like my content. This is one of these weird things, right? I mean, when I get off here, I go and I do my normal things, but gosh, this is a crazy experience. It's amazing. Okay, trying to get through here. So somebody just asked, will crypto go crazy when the stock market falls apart? That's a hard one to predict. That's a hard one. Man, I've looked at that stock market a lot. It's so I mean, it's when it comes down, it's going to come down with a vengeance. There's no doubt about it. But When that's going to happen, how much of that Fed intervention is a part of it, there's no way to know. Mike Woodoo says, "What news do you think will break XRP up?" Well, it's going to be technical that causes it to break up, right? It's going to consolidate, be prepared. It's going to be prepared. It's going to have bullish divergences, and it's going to be ready to rock. And then some timed news will happen when it's supposed to give it the push that it needs. But it's already when prices pulled back this far, this thing is going to launch. It's going to launch. But it needs to be held back so that there can be a good story to go along with the launch. So, what news will cause it? I'm gonna bet. I mean, we're 5 weeks after that. This is kind of when I thought it would happen. I thought the case dismissed, not a security thing, would happen in about 4 to 5 weeks. Here we are. We're at 5 weeks, I think. I'm pretty surprised that that has not been released yet or happened yet. But I'm gonna bet that'll be the thing that takes the credit for it. But remember, it was technically telling us it was going to do it for months ahead of time. Okay, Miriam Quast super chatted. Thank you so much. And Tahoe Allen super chatted. Keep it up. You're awesome. Thanks for the TA and emotional support through this. You're welcome. Thank you for your support. Man, the thing of it is like you know what, I was watching The Modern Investor yesterday. I love The Modern Investor. I think he's awesome. I don't know how old he is. I think he may be a little younger than me. I don't know, he might be the same age as me. I don't know, but I listen to him and he's so wise, man. He knows exactly what's up. This guy has been through this, and he's been through these bull front runs. Yes, I was listening to his show yesterday. I was hunting some coins, and I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something. I was going through some coins. I found something crazy. um, I put it on in the background, and he's great because you can just kind of listen to him because he talks about articles and he just kind of reads them off to you, so you don't really actually have to watch when you listen to him. You can just totally just listen and not watch. So I like to put him on, and I listen to Digital Asset Investor too when I'm doing that too. And he was saying, he was just you could tell he's in that same mindset that I am, that like, gosh, we've been through this before. This is what 2017 was like. This is what the bull markets were like. You get these nice climbs, sharp falls. Sharp falls scares everybody, and then climb, sharp fall scares everybody. And you just gotta remember what your mind was like 1 week ago. I mean, if you really think about it, it was 7 days ago that you were euphoric, and then 7 days later you're in terror, right? That was 7 days ago with 2 months of climbing. 2 months of climbing, small pullback, terror. Right? I mean, it doesn't look that crazy right now, right? Um, but man, when he was talking yesterday, I'm like, oh my gosh, preach, brother, preach. You got it. You know it. I don't remember where I was going with all that. All right, Ferdy. Okay, I'll check that out. Sorry, I get so many DMs, and a lot of them go into that message request thing, and it gets so bogged down in there. And with time, I just have a hard time getting to all of it. I have a hard time replying to everybody. And any of you have messaged me, I pray that you don't take it personal if I haven't replied to you or in the comments. I try to go through and give a heart on as many comments as I possibly can on my videos. And when I see it, and if I don't comment, but if I just leave a heart on your comment, know that I did read it and I liked it. Like I don't just go through and just hit heart on everything. If I read it and I like it, I hit a heart on it, and I'm appreciative that you did that. And if you're DMing me and I don't respond, don't take it as me like ignoring you. I get so many, and it's real weird. It's almost like I feel like I need to have somebody like take care of other aspects of my life so I can dedicate more time to like really interacting and stuff, because there's just so much. There's so much. So Fergie, I'll try to get Fer Ferdy. I'll try to get to that. Joji, oh, thank you for the super chat. Be patient, everyone. We found a great opportunity and it will change lives. Thanks for the positivity, BCB. The space was getting dark. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And then you have to remember, right? So people get they forget everything when the price starts going down, and you forget all the things that we talked about, like during the run up, and it becomes, nope, that's all out the window. Everything is doom and gloom and doom, and it's time to get out because it's dangerous. But remember what we're doing here. You know, I still look at it as, man, I have to go into a bank and send these dang wire transfers, man. I'm telling you, if and it's hard to explain that to anybody, like if you haven't done it. When you go in and you send a five-figure wire transfer to the other side of the world, and it takes 3 days to get there, and the piece of paper that they hand you because they tell you that the address is a little wacky, but it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. And you say, well, I'm kind of worried because it's a wire transfer. And then they say, yeah, you should be worried. It's a wire transfer. It's like, dude, you're the bank. You're not supposed to tell me that I should be worried. And then, 3 days of silence, you don't know where your money is, and then bam, it shows up. You know, that problem is going to get solved, regardless of if the XRP price fluctuates by a couple of cents in a day or two, or a week, or 5 cents in a week. Remember the long-term problem being solved. And that's my mindset. And right, I mean, I'll be fair, I have seen all this stuff about Bank of America going on. And, but it's kind of like news we got like 6 months ago, right? That Bank of America had filed a patent. Brad Garlinghouse kind of couldn't confirm or deny any of that. But that's where we're going, guys. I mean, right? All the big banks are going to come on board. Lucas with a super chat. Can you do a short MoneyGram TA? I can't. You know why? Because I've looked at that chart many times, and that thing is wacky. That thing is wild. I'm sorry. But right after it happened, I bought some MoneyGram, I think at 268. I don't even know if I'm up on that anymore. I haven't been following it at all. That was one of those. That's another one of those things like in like my e-trades and all or any type of stock trading. I don't actually day trade that stuff. If I'm buying it, I'm buying it for long term. So I'd bought it and thrown it away, thrown it, locked the key away, and I'm pretty sure that had gone up to like $5 or $6, right? And then it came all. Last time I checked, it was like lower than what I bought it at. I'm like, this is wild. So I don't know. I don't know on MoneyGram. That thing is wacky. And to to be fair, the whole stock market is wacky right now. Okay, I'm missing what is so funny. Let me see. So there we go. Pepito, when all-time high? I don't know, man. You just gotta wait it out, brother. So remember this, man. Okay, I want to tell you this. All right. So if you need it, kind of a sentiment gauge. I saw somebody type in a comment one time. Hey, blockchain backer, I actually really appreciate the sentiment gauge that you give me in here. And I'll tell you this. All right. You ready? The comment section of my videos is, I'm going to show you, worse than right there. If you need a sentiment gauge, it's worse than right there. You guys in the chat are being awesome, or my mods are just crushing it and knocking people out. And mods, thank you. I'm appreciative for you. Thank you. Drew, I see you in here. Eric, I see you in here. Who else do we have? If there's more of you in here, please let me know. But the two of you, thank you. Thank you, because I see you. Thank you. But the sentiment's worse than down here, if you need to understand it. And like I say, when the sentiment's in the gutter is when I like to be a buyer. Not financial advice. You do you. There we go. And then this week, you guys know I covered silver. I'm excited. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you. All right, guys. All right, 733 people in here. Let's see how many of you I lose because I need to talk about coins for a minute. My coin roll hunting. So, yesterday I was going through a box of quarters. And if any of you are at a computer, you have time. On your side screen, I found in a roll of quarters a 2009 Denver minted District of Columbia double die reverse FS 801. I know, right? On the reverse side or on the back side of a 2009 Denver quarter, District of Columbia, is Duke Ellington sitting at a piano. And on that piano, he's got his hands kind of resting on it. And a double die is when it gets struck twice incorrectly. So the image gets struck on incorrectly. And the word Ellington, it is coming down a little bit. So you see ELL printed twice on the coin. And when that happens, the value skyrockets on coins. Yes, that simple little error can cause the value of a coin to skyrocket. And this one in particular is on the front cover. This particular error is on the front cover of the Cherry Pickers Guide. You can look at that on Amazon. The Cherry Pickers Guide costs $200 because it's the most highly desired book for anybody who looks for errors and varieties in coin roll hunting. It is on the front page. You could see it right there. It is one of the most sought after errors. And there have only been 14 ever found and graded on PCGS. Excuse me, 13. And on NGC, there have only been 8 ever found and graded. So there have only been 21 known examples of this coin, and the blockchain backer has one. And the value of it, the only one available for sale on the internet right now, is for sale for $3,995. And I found it in a coin roll yesterday, the 22nd ever known version of this coin. So I'm really thrilled. And yeah. So I'm really excited about that. That's a 2009 Denver minted District of Columbia FS 801 double die reverse. So good. Some of you, okay, good. Not everybody left. Some people did, but not everybody did. Oh, let me take this off. Anybody who's coming in here seeing that, they're like, wait, what's going on? We're dying. No, we're okay. We're okay. Uh, JP Shine works. Are you going to send it to PCGS for grade? I don't have a choice. I have to. I've got to see if that thing is going to come in at like a mint state 60, 63, 65, 66, 67. It doesn't, and you know what? I don't even think it matters what it does need to be graded. It needs to be authenticated, right? But I don't even think the grade of it's going to matter. I think it will get at least a 60. It looks really good. I think it'll get at least a mint state 60, which for those who don't know what that means, when you get to mint, so grades range anywhere from 1 to 70. And so when you get a grade higher than a 60, it's considered a mint state coin. And typically collectors who want really nice coins, they buy 66 and above. So mint state 66. So even if this thing comes in at a 60 or a 63 or a 64, I think it will go for a lot just because there's none of them out there in the market for collectors to buy. Okay, but back to the charts. Sorry, I'm gonna just kill this chat and this stream if I keep talking about that too much longer. It's all right. Anybody got any good questions? Let's do it. Peter Fangle wants a 3-day forecast. I can't give it to you, brother. Just can't give you a time prediction. The only way you can look at time is just by looking at fractals and praying that it follows the last fractal. Otherwise, for time, you can't. And then, we don't know when that news of case dismissed, not a security news will come out. They do. They know exactly when that's going to happen, but we don't know. And I'm not saying Ripple knows. They might know. They might know. I'm always real suspicious of news that like this big grand, conspiracy. Okay, here we go. Ethan Dow. So besides the SEC saying a security or not, why doesn't XRP at least move higher on all the good news for utility? Other crypto would. Thoughts? Bro, it went up 100% in 2 months. It went up 100%. No, but for real, I don't buy news. I do like to cover news on here, and I do get it, right? But like my niche is a lot more of looking at technical analysis and motivational speaking and that kind of stuff for this channel. But I really like to go into the news as well because, but the problem with the news is it doesn't really affect markets in any way. Um, it may cause some type of short-term price jump or price dip based on emotional decision making. Oh my gosh, that's really exciting, I'll buy it. Or, oh my gosh, that's really scary, I'm going to sell it. But that doesn't affect the bigger picture. That could affect maybe, 1 day price, but that's not going to do anything. Everything is just based on technicals and technical structures. And that's what really kind of gets me all excited about looking at these charts is that I know it's like, I know that none of this news really matters. Um, Well, of course, there has to be buyers in it. It can't be a dead market, right? There has to be people interested in it. Um, but in the end, these markets follow structures and technical things rather than so much following news. And it is positive. It's doing fine. It's mirrored the last percentage drawdown, which was 95%. It's pulled off of that. It rose 100%. And I know, like we look at other things, we say, well, other things went up 150% when we only went up 100. But then you look at, what do traditional markets do, right? Traditional markets, you put your money in the stock market, you hope to make 6 to 10% in a year, right? But we make 100% in 2 months. And for a lot of people, that's not good enough. And I get it. We want more, right? I mean, we come here for the volatility. We suffer the pain in order for the big gain, right? But it's just technical. News doesn't really actually matter. And I feel bad saying that because I know a lot of people depend on it, and I like listening to the news. I think it's fun, like to channels that talk about the news. I like to hear people like, okay, the channels I like to watch on YouTube are the people who read the news but also provide an opinion. I like that. I like it when they give me an opinion on on the news that they saw too. Not just giving us the script of whatever the news was, but whether them calling it out and saying it's true or not true, or whether agreeing or saying, oh, this is all a load of BS. That's one of the reasons why I like Digital Asset Investor and I do like The Modern Investor. I think they are both great. And I'm sure there's other people who do that too. I haven't had a chance to listen to everybody, but those are the two that I've always kind of fallen back on, just kind of, when I'm hanging out, listening to those guys. Okay, if XRP is designed for $10,000, how would that look from a TA point? Okay, dude, I mean, come on, it's like irresponsible for me to even draw out $10,000. Wait, I missed that. Ah, Sherry left. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat. We love your videos. Thank you so much. Um, it's irresponsible for me to draw $10,000 on this chart because I have no belief that that will happen. And I know. Ah, blockchain backer, why do that to me? Why shatter that dream? But no, I don't think 10,000 will ever happen. Ever. I'm so about the charts, right? I'm so about how does something technically work because I love the math behind reading the charts and forecasting the charts and seeing what was the math in the past. Was it just random of why those prices reached out and touched where they touched, or was there math involved with it? You know, and when you look back in the past and you see there was math that cause those specific targets to get reached, then you say, oh, thank you, thank you. And then I can, start trying to figure out the math of what's going to cause the next one to happen and where the next top will be and how far can it reach out and is it realistic. And with 10,000, let's just say I have to come up with some really wacky ideas in order to get it to that 589. Wacky ideas. To get it to $200, we have to do a lot of stretching and we have to really kind of hope for some craziness. $55, I think we can mathematically make that happen. I think that is totally doable. $26 is the biggest one that I look for. I think that one is like my I bet that's the one. But I'm not willing to sell everything at 26 because I think 55 is a total possibility. And then 13 makes a ton of sense as well. But getting to that 200, it requires a lot. Getting to that 589, that requires some pretty crazy insanity. And then, $10,000, well, that's 20 times higher than 589. So I just don't see it. But man, if let me say this, if $26 of an XRP price isn't going to change your life with your bag, what? It should change your life. I think a lot of people get stuck on this mentality of I need to get a proper amount of money to retire, right? That's the only way I'll be happy. That's not true. You will be happy with far less than a retirement amount of money. Mike Voodoo. So you follow the Wall Street cheat sheet, and if so, where do you think we are right now? Yeah, why not, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll head over to U.S. markets, and we'll get on the NASDAQ. Wow. U.S. market's taking a plumbing, huh? Oh, wow. Look at that silver. Just saying whatever, right? See that, guys? You see that? How much is in the green? The volatility index, gold and silver, and Walmart. Everything else wrecked. Okay. What was I doing? Yeah. There we go. That's what we're doing. All right. So the Wall Street cheat sheet was created after the 1999 bubble pop in the U.S. stock market, the dot-com bubble, which is back here in 2000, 1999, 2000. And this is the big crash. This is the suckers rally. And then this is the fall back down to the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on dual screens. There we go. And we'll head over to total 2. There you go. All right, so I'm going to move both of these into a log scale so we can see them better. There we go. There we go. Now we can see both of these well. And so over here, we have the large fall down, capitulation, the suckers rally, and a fall back down to the bottom. All right, I'm going to move this to a daily time frame so we can get a really good close look at it. And we could see exactly where this thing found support at, which was right here. You see this? What you see, we have an Adam and Eve, Adam, Eve, and we don't come down to the bottom of the Eve. We come down to this little guy right here. Okay. So you see this over here. You see the Adam, Eve, and then where do we come back down to? Right there. So you're seeing volatility, right? You're seeing volatility, and this is the Wall Street cheat sheet. It was based off of this. So what are we seeing? We're seeing volatility in this region after the suckers rally. See right here? This is the retracement level. This is not just retracement level for this time period. This is a retracement level for everything. When you get back to the 0.618, 702, and 786 in any market, that is the retrace level. And here we are dealing with volatility, trying to break through it. Man, can you guys hear my dog panting over there? Jeez. He just went to the vet and got his nails cut and his behind cleaned. So, you see that? Dealing with volatility, right in the retrace zone. Peter, how did Bitcoin go to 10K from a TA point? Bitcoin was at 40 cents also at some point. Yeah, all right, well, here, let's just do it. Let's play around with it, right, man? I've played around with the Bitcoin chart a lot. And let's go over to here. Let's go to, what is it called? The Brave New Coin Liquid Index, right? There we go. Here we go, right? There it is. So I play with this stuff a lot, and it's been maybe a couple of months since I've done this. And it's, once I started creating all of my forecasts for the 2020 year, I was really looking at this one a whole lot. So I do have a price forecast out there for Bitcoin, um, and I find it real interesting when you look at stuff like this. So we take this price movement right here. Now, first of all, being able to predict the price of this happening, impossible. There's no way anybody during that time was able to predict that Bitcoin was going to go from 5 cents to $30. Just impossible. There's no way you could have done it. There's no technicals on there to tell you it was going to do it. It just did it. Maybe there was, maybe there's somebody out there better than me who can tell me exactly how you could have predicted that down here and maybe teach me something. That'd be awesome. But if you take this stretch out, right? Oh man, this thing is wacky. So we've got these big wicks on here, but these didn't used to be here. I don't know why these are on this chart now, but look over here. Oh, this thing is acting up. You could see that we had on a log scale, we had the same stretch out. Again, these wicks did not used to be here. Look at this wick. It goes down to 0. That's not real. That's not what happened. You can see we have the same stretch out here, right? So let's get rid of all of it. And what do we have here? Take it over. Remember, guys, we're looking at price levels, not time. And look at what we have here. Does this look similar to you? Now, if we do a Fibonacci stretch out there, where does it get us? It gets us up pretty darn close to this, doesn't it? So, when John McAfee came out and said, my $1 million price prediction is total BS, it thrilled me because there was nothing I could create mathematically. And he was sitting there saying he was doing it with mathematics. And he's like, come on, anybody can figure this out. And he's, going with this lie for years that you can mathematically calculate why Bitcoin has to hit $1 million by the end of 2020, but nothing I could come up with would tell me that that was possible. The only price levels I can come up with are going to be about 75 to 90,000. So that's if we're going to be doing this. We do a Fibonacci extension reach out, which also would complement the previous fractal and showing that we had this type of volatility in this zone of the fractal in the past. That would make sense to me if we go out to 75 to 90,000. The only other one I can come up with is 300,000. 1 million makes no sense whatsoever. And Alan Young, I don't remember if I did. I don't think I read your super chat. I'm grateful for that. Thank you. Alan Young, good. Good info, blockchain backer, and great new intro too. Thank you. And I can't take credit for that intro. That was the biggest surprise to me in the world by Jude. That was the very kind thing to do. So there you go. Bitcoin, I only see those two scenarios. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I see anywhere from 75 to 95,000 and then 300 to 330. And that's it. That's it. Now, from a percentage standpoint, what did we do? So I have a video, right? So we were looking at like in one of these live streams, somebody asked me a very good question. We had talked about the Bitcoin dominance and saying that the Bitcoin dominance, my prediction is that it's going to go down to about 15% dominance. And so a great question was asked in here. Well, if Bitcoin's going to go down to $15,000 and if Bitcoin's going to go down to 15% dominance, and if you think that the altcoins are going to go up 11,800%, and what does that mean is going to happen to the Bitcoin price? And based off of the mathematical calculations that we did with XRP going to $20 and the altcoin market cap reaching out, it said that this was the most likely zone, this one right here, this lower one, the $75,000 to $95,000 price zone. And during the bull run to this level, the altcoins would far surpass Bitcoin, making more of a reach out to that kind of level for the altcoins. So in my opinion, I think the altcoins are the altcoins are the play for this bull run. Archer donated through the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. And hey, you. So Peter, I hope that answered your question. You know what happens, man? I ramble for so long that I forget the question that I was addressing. I'm not used to it. When I'm creating my own videos, I spend 30 to 45 minutes, actually recording. The whole process takes me like an hour and a half to record everything. And then I'll grind that thing down to 10 minutes. And then it's like, okay, this is what I would like to push out to everybody. Then I put myself on these live streams and it's like, you get to kind of see what it's like prior to the editing. Backer, where can I see the month MACD for XRP? Well, if you go to charts.cointrader.pro, you should see if we can see it here. We should be able to see it here. There you go. Starting to curl back, huh? And look at this. I mean, look on the monthly time frame. Look at that relative strength. Curling up, curling up. Okay. I can't answer this question, knowing pretending to know everything in the world. I don't BS that I know everything in the world, but I'll humor it. From G Man Zig, what prevents Ripple from manipulating the price of XRP by just releasing more coins to the market? What prevents them? Sure, I'll tell you what I think prevents them from doing it. One, they got a 200 million Series C funding round with a $10 billion valuation. With them owning so many XRP, one wonders how much of that 10 billion valuation is based off of the assets that they have. Then, with Ripple also planning to do an initial public offering within the next year, you would expect that Ripple wants to get the highest valuation possible so that when they sell off, all the owners sell off a portion of the company that they own, they can get the most bang for selling off as little as possible. So, how do they get the most bang for their buck, the most money for each share? By maintaining a certain level of assets that they have with the company. And what is the biggest asset that Ripple owns? XRP. So what prevents them from selling off XRP onto the market? Well, I think that the IPO was probably the best news that we could get, that they can't sell any of it if they want to get a high valuation when they go public. So, boom, drop mic. I hope that answers it. I don't know. I mean, that's my best theory. So, man, I'm I need to the members who are here, I'm working on when we're going to do the member live streams. Those should be coming up, and I'm going to do 2 of those a month. So I'm trying to decide if we do it at the end of the month or we do it at the very beginning of the month. I'm trying to figure that out, and then kind of coming up with a consistent time that always happens. So once you guys know, I haven't forgotten. I'm just trying to figure out when's the best time and dates that we want to do that. But all right, man, we're in an hour and 14. Is that my record? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think we've kind of talked about it all. Let me see. I'm gonna ignore the chat for just a minute, guys, and I'm gonna look at the charts real quick and see if there's anything I want to deliver to you guys, just like anything I want to say before we go into the weekend. Um, so here we go. Let's go back on this on the. Dang, I deleted all that, didn't I? In the end, in the past, let me show you this. What am I on? I'm on the 4-hour. All right, let me show you this. I'm gonna take this off. We're gonna get rid of that. I want to show you this as we end this week of what was not really a bloodbath. I mean, I know it was red, but man, we haven't seen a bloodbath in a long time. What do you think the low to be after the bull run? I don't know. I don't know, JR. Thank you for the super chat, but I don't know. We have to see how high it's really going to go. I've got the targets that have got picked out. We've got to see which one it's going to hit. I know a lot of people are asking me already. They're saying, so after we go in the next bull run and where it tops, where do you think the next low will be? So they're kind of pre-planning ahead of time, where they'll sell and then buy back for the next cycle. But it's just not necessary to think that far in ahead. And there's no way we can forecast that right now. Just not possible. All right. I want to show you this before I get out of here. And see this? See where we're coming back down in here in this yellow zone on the Fibonacci retracements? Just see that right there. Yellow zone. Lower half, yellow zone. Lower half, yellow zone. All right. And what happened after that? Okay. Remember that. What happened after? Okay. There will be lots of shakeouts on the way up. And just remember, it went up 100% and then it went down 25%. It will probably go up 100% and then down 25% again. And Bitcoin is chilling right where it should be. So that's it. I hope you guys have when moon. I know, man. No, you tell me when moon. You tell me. So, all right, guys, that's gonna be it. Let's ramp it up. I can tell I'm getting tired in an hour and 18 minutes. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ah! So, all right, that's it, guys. Yes, we're good. We look great. We're gonna be fine. And we are just exactly where we were on the Bitcoin chart from back in the past. We're exactly where we were with the XRP chart in the past, and we are in the consolidation zone. And I can bet you when I have a new video released out on Monday, we'll be like at 30 cents again, 32 cents, something like that. And we'll be saying, "Oh, I forgot all about that red week. That was so long ago. Don't worry about that. That was just a shakeout, by the dip." So don't worry about it, guys. And we'll be fine when I come back on Monday. Hey, hopefully something crazy happens and you get a weekend video for the 4th weekend in a row. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I've not been begging you guys for likes. There's 636 people in here with 330 likes, so please give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so you could be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor, but as in weeks like this week, if you ever need a pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.